Here we are then, ready to reassemble the forks. Now I bought a set of seals. You get the red grease. They're the dust seals. I always like to replace them because they're only a few quid, but they're the actual seals themselves, the correct ones for the job. So what we do, the first thing we do is we get the damper, we put the spring back on the damper, take the bolt out of the end. Now you feed that damper into the stanchion, and that's got to come out the other end. So you feed that down till it comes out the other end. Make sure you can feel that the spring hasn't come off, and that is how it goes into the stanchion itself. Now that gets fed up into the stanchion, into the slider, sorry, all nice and clean, all inside and out, and then you just gently push that in, and then when it bottoms, that's when we put that screw in. Once we screw that in, and then when it's done up tight, that section's then done. The stanchion is then captive in the slider. So the next stage is the top bearing. Now the top bearing has got a split, and that allows it to be compressed. So we slide the top bearing over the stanchion. Now the top bearing has got to go into that section there, so it actually supports the stanchion. Now it's quite a tight fit. Don't force it. Tap it nice and gently with a blunt pin punch or something like that until it goes right the way in. A good way of doing it without damaging the bearing is to put the washer on top and then hit the top of the washer, because then you're not actually directly hitting the bearing. So I normally use a pin punch like that. It's not sharp, and it's just a matter of just gently tapping. Gently. Don't hit it hard, because if you hit it hard it'll jam up. Just gently tap it all the way round, and then ultimately that bearing will enter the space at the top of the slider. You'll feel when it's gone in. Then you'll be able to take the washer off to confirm that it's gone in, and then it's okay then to install the all-important oil seal. See, that's going in quite nicely now. That's nearly down. I can feel that going down without any grief. Remove the washer and then inspect the bearing to ensure that it's gone right home. So once it's fully gone in, and you can see there the bearing is now level with the top edge. Once you've got that to that stage, allow the washer to go on top like that. Then the next thing to put on top is the oil seal. But there's a couple of things to be concerned about before you do that. Get your new oil seal, and you get your new seal. Now, the seals that I've bought come in a pack of red grease. Try and buy the seals that have got the red grease in them, because the red grease is brilliant, because it gives the oil seal a bit of lubrication, a fighting chance during the initial stages of operation not to be destroyed by the stanchion. Smear a little bit of the grease onto the seal, and then just wipe it all the way around so the lips mainly are well lubricated, because they're going to be sliding down the forks, and they're going to be the bits that potentially are going to be damaged. Just slide it all the way around, nice and lubed all the way. Now make sure you've got the forks up the correct way. This particular set of forks has got 2 springs, but that one there is upwards. Now, we get the leg, gently push the seals on and slide the seal down gently. Don't rush it, don't force it, so that it goes down nice and easily. And then when it gets near to the fork itself, it doesn't need loads of effort to push it in, but you just got to get it right down to the circlip groove so that you can then fit the circlip so that when the circlip goes down, the circlip will go in the groove to prevent the seal from coming back up during operation. So we'll just gently push that seal down until it's exposed the circlip groove, and then when it's exposed the circlip groove, then we'll fit the circlip, and the job's nearly done, that end of it. Now I pushed the seal down with this very, very fine punch. I didn't hammer it, just pushed it down, but pushing it until, if you can see now, the circlip groove is now universally visible above the seal. So that means that the seal's right down. So we put the circlip on, drop the circlip into position, and literally just make sure that it fits into the groove. Just push it down until it clips into the groove, because obviously that's going to retain the circlip in position during the life of the clip. So now the circlip retains the seal, and there you can see the distance the seal travels, to ensure that in that section of travel there is no corrosion. Pitted forks will wear seals out rapidly. That is the absolute maximum that this fork can come up to. In all likelihood it probably won't come that far, but it could do, because that is as far as it can physically come. Now that you've done that, give the stanchion a bit of a wipe off, make sure it's clean again, and this time, to complete this part of the mission, we're going to fit a brand new dust seal, just to give it that final edge of looking nice. All we do with these, you don't normally have to lubricate them because they're quite a slack fit. Just push it all the way down. When you get to the top of the fork, push it into the fork. There you go. That's the mission complete. Fork seal fitted. Now the next part is to reassemble the top end, put the spring in and the oil, etc. And then once you've done that, then the fork is ready to be fitted back to the bike.